Hey guys, this is another crypto market review. As before, none of this is financial advice. I am not an expert. I'm still learning. Do your own research. Do not take trades or investments based on the advice or comments in this video. Yeah. So what's going on in crypto right now? I thought this was just easier to go ahead and do a video instead of doing a chart request thread. Really crazy market right now. Obviously, Bitcoin is right near the 10K mark, which is pretty significant in general. If you guys remember my last video, I talked about this 9.5K level as a significant one, or 9.6, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to mark some levels now. I found this level to be pretty significant. You could see interaction right here. And then you could also see it right here. And this was the false break as well. And price kind of broke down. But right now, price is currently interacting with these swing highs here. These were like the last highs before that huge dump in, not huge dump, this is just in February. Okay, so these are my weekly levels. I kind of view this 9.6K as fairly significant. I'm going to be very interested in seeing where the price closes. If it closes above 9.6K, I think that the next area of interest would be like this 10.5K area, and I'll scale down on lower time frame charts. Kind of like what I said before too, I'm still viewing this 11.5K, 11.6K region as a really strong level. It's a level where price failed to close above for pretty much since beginning of 2018. So yeah, it's really a very strong level that I'm sure everyone's going to be kind of keeping an eye on. So price has obviously gone way up the last few days with a lot of initiative. I'm viewing the next level up as 10.5K if price can hold above this 9.5, 9.6K region. Again, this 9.5K region is that weekly level that we marked before. Where do I see price going? As I said before, I'm bullish until shown otherwise. I don't see any reason why we should be bearish at this point. 10.5K is a really interesting level, in my opinion. I think that a lot of people are going to be looking to short that area, which makes me think that price is going to either just destroy it and, break above it with a lot of strength and then maybe come down, or if price is not going to make those levels and it gets front ran, and maybe it'll stall out kind of near 10.2K or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm watching for Bitcoin. It's entirely possible that price pulls back as well. I think Trader Main had a really nice post recently, or tweet, where price basically will always kind of retrace a little farther than you actually think. And I've kind of always thought the same too. Price is always going to go higher than you think it's going to go, and it's always going to go lower than you think it's going to go. That's just kind of, it's, when you're in the moment, you have to FOMO and you have to get in, but generally being patient is like the better plan in general. And so I'm kind of waiting to see either like kind of a pullback between 9.5, and I could also see kind of this area as well. This 9K region is like pretty good support as well if price gets there. It's like the so yeah, that's kind of like my Bitcoin plan. I'm also gonna either view BTC coming down to the 9Ks. I'll see obviously 9.6K first, or I'm gonna wait to see the reactions to 10.6K. I'd also like to tell you too that I am not a BTC trading expert by any means. I am much better and more proficient at trading altcoins. So if you want like really good BTC trading advice, I'd check out CryptoCred or someone like that. ETHUSD has been following BTC for the most part. It's arguably lagging behind a little bit. It hasn't seen as many profit or as many big moves as BTC. We're about to see if that's going to change. It's still kind of the slow grinding price action where you have maybe like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row, which is kind of insane. So kind of what I'm viewing for ETH, it's just the same grinding price action that you see for BTC. I'm still bullish on ETHUSD. I think that ETHUSD probably will play a little catch up in general. These are kind of like the levels I'm marking. It looks like it's just kind of ranging right now. If you see a break above, you're going to go ahead and test. I would guess these like 10 point, or I'm sorry, not 10, 250 areas, but obviously still a little bit of ways away from that. All the energy is kind of going towards Bitcoin right now, though. So it's to be determined if ETH will start playing catch up and kind of see better gains than it has been seen. But as of right now, you know, it's. I'm just gonna wait for it to keep breaking levels. I'm same as BTC. I'm still really bullish on ETHUSD, but I'm thinking that most of the energy is on BTC right now. One thing that could change ETHUSD is the price action for ETH BTC, which we'll go to next. If ETH BTC starts going really high and it starts to bounce, then I suspect that ETHUSD will benefit from that. Okay, so let's go to ETH BTC. So I view this kind of current area as really important right now. This is kind of like this mini consolidation accumulation base that we had in late March while price made another move up. This is kind of the same kind of region right now. And I was actually thinking that this price action kind of looks a little similar to August of 2019. So you saw the bottom in September of 2019 and price make this big move up, retrace, consolidation here, another secondary pump that was a lower high for another retrace, and then price kind of went back to the same region that it was at before in September, before pumping even higher. So kind of what I'm viewing right now is seeing if this base is going to hold and price will maybe consolidate for a little bit and then go higher. That would be like the bullish scenario. The last video I did, I kind of talked about ETH market cycles in general. And typically, I'll go through it really quick here, but ETH has a big run up in Q4 or Q1 of the following year. And this is in 2018. This is like the big alt season that we had. Retrace for a month, secondary pump, which is a lower high, big retrace. So again, I'll just do this really quick. Show this. Same thing again in 2018. Big initial move up, retrace for a month, secondary pump, big retrace down. And so far we've seen the same thing. Big move up, Q4, Q1, retrace for a month, secondary pump, lower high. Yet to be determined if this area right here, this 0.020 region fails, I feel pretty comfortable saying that this is going to go lower. If this goes higher and somehow breaks 0277, then I think we're going to make a clear higher high on high time frame charts. This would be extremely bullish for altcoins, but I don't really personally see this happening given the price history that we've seen the last few years. I am happy to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I'm an alt trader primarily, and I love trading in conditions that are good for altcoins. And this would obviously be really good if ETH BTC was bullish like this. But I'm still very dubious, and I'm still, I'm still very questionable on if this is going to happen or not. So that's kind of my plan, is to just kind of see the interaction between this area and kind of see if price consolidates then goes higher, and kind of where price goes. We could also see price do something like this where it consolidates and then makes a lower high, then goes down. Possible to see that too. And it's also important too to think about ETH and its market cycle relative to other altcoins. If the typical altcoin market cycle is that big caps run first, so you see like ETH and Link and typically like XRP and LTC, although neither of those have ran really at all. So you see those big caps run, and then you see mid caps, which is kind of what we're seeing right now with ZRX, BAT, OMG, REP, kind of those old ERC20 tokens. Those coins are currently running. And then you see small caps, the total shit coins, the 15 sat shit coins that go like 200% and then dump the next day. Those types of that type of price action. You see that if that's what's happening right now, then I feel confident in saying that ETH cycle is over for right now, and that price is going to head lower, and that mid caps will have their pump over the next few days or weeks, and then small caps will pump, and then all altcoins will just basically sell off in the summer. That's kind of the typical pattern, and that's kind of what I'm expecting right now. But if that's all going to change if ETH breaks my prediction and starts to break these levels up here. But as of right now, you can just see there's high sell volume, so it's not looking great. Ripple XRP, this is really horrid. What's there to say? As I said before, I wanted to see price maybe take out these lows at 2,300 sats. It's kind of like key swing low level. It's currently at another swing low level, but there's really not much support until 1,500 sats or 1,600. I was thinking that maybe you would see something like, you can even see like what I drew before, like a big V-shaped reversal. Take out these lows here. And then just blitz up. But we haven't seen anything like that. You haven't seen any sort of buying yet. So maybe I'm wrong and XRP is just going to go to shit and just go to 1,600. I have no idea. But for now, it's just more pain for Ripple. I still think that Ripple has good potential eventually, but I wouldn't really enter here. I would wait until you see price reclaiming some of these levels at 2,300, 2,400 sats. And you're really looking for big buy volume all around. We haven't seen the V-shaped reversal pattern yet for this, and we haven't seen any capitulation. Usually you see big sell volume at a bottom. So for instance, like compare it to like this time in like June where there was like a temporary bottom. You can kind of see like all this sell volume and like volume amping up in general. You don't really see that here. So, and here's like another comparison. Maybe like, I mean, if price is just grinding down, you don't need to see high volume because that's just the trend is bearish. So maybe it's going to be something like this, like back in 2018 for all I know. It's just kind of a slow grinding down, followed by insane volume there. Spikes up. But as of right now, price is just lethargic, and I would just wait until XRP breaks some level. So bearish until stated otherwise. Here's my ZIL chart. We saw this thing was also bullish for a little bit, but it's still not able to break out of this 91 sats or 93 sats, however you want to mark it, range. 200-day EMA held as resistance. And you can kind of see price maybe reclaiming the EQ, the equilibrium of this range, but I want to see it close above, the 76 area. This would be pretty important to me on lower time frame charts. It's really high volume, so I don't know, maybe price is going to hold this area. I don't know. If it would look bullish to me, more bullish to me, if you see price hang up here and then go up and test 91 again, because then you can call it a higher low being formed. Oopsies. But until that time, you kind of just want to see a reclaim of these regions, the 75 sats region. Links really, I've been waiting for this level for weeks now. I've had this chart marked for a long time. You can see a lot of interaction with the 37K sats. I actually started to average into a position. I bought around 37.5K, which is this fib region that I had long marked. You see a lot of interactions with this level. So I'm short-term bullish. I'm still fine to keep averaging anywhere in this region. 200-day EMA might, price could certainly go down there. I'm saving some more of my buy to just. I view Link as like a pretty good buy in anywhere from 37 to 33. It's kind of a longer-term swing trade, but I think that Link has its own market cycle because of how bullish it is generally. So. And you can see just a lot of interaction with this 0.786 fib region. So I guess we'll see if this level holds. It's not a bad spot to buy, but it's definitely a iffy one because of the short-term market structure or the low time frame market structure. So, a safer buy might be to start waiting until price starts to break some levels on the way up. But my plan is just to average into a position and just take it slow. Kind of what I was talking about before. ZRX is going insane right now. I think it's because of a Palm Beach report or some sort of news. I have no idea really. Tika, I don't know. Some of my followers talked about this coin. This is one of his picks. But absolutely insane volume that dwarfs anything that we saw since October of 2018, and even then it's bigger than that. Like, this is stronger volume than we've seen since alt season, the biggest alt season, which is insane to think about. So maybe big players were just filling up right here. I have no idea. They're just accumulating. I don't know what's there to say. This thing is really ridiculously bullish. It's gone up. Before, I remember it went up like almost 200% before in its pump. And it kind of led like a mini alt season before. And now we're seeing it go 120% in the span of like 2 days. So I don't know what to say. I mean, this thing's insanely bullish. I personally wouldn't buy here. This is a good scalping opportunity, in my opinion. If you want to enter, I would look for probably like this area here. If you want to enter, it's interactions again with kind of here and here. So, you might see price dip down. And this is also like a really good, interesting, if you're looking for entries, I did an article on this too, but I'd use the fib tool personally. I had the fib tool actually mapped out really well for this initial pump. What was it? So like if you're looking for entries on this first initial burst, you would scale down to low time frames. I'm on the 1 hour here. And then right when you see like price kind of hit this first point right here, And even when it starts to go up here too, you can also fib right here if you want. I would usually use this first pump though, and then I would just start bidding in like the 0.5 or 0.618, and fibs kind of take some time too to work with, but you could also use like the body, and kind of it's very subjective as I said before. Right here, so like here, this would be like a good opportunity right here if you like use this body and then the wick and entered at 2,500 sats. This would be like a really good one. Anyways, prices obviously blitzed up hugely since that time, so I'm going to use this origin up to the wick. So if price does start to pull back, I would target 36. 36 is like pretty good in my opinion. And when you do buy in these situations, you have to it's always contextual. So in big pumps like this, I usually aggressively take profit like as price moves up because I expect something like this, like a double top, but it might not even make it that point. It might stall out at 4,300 sats or something like that. You never really know. So as I said before, it's kind of like that same region, that 3,600 has some confluence. It's like this horizontal SR kind of region. So anywhere like here might be an interesting buy area. Again, I wouldn't like do like a long-term hold or anything like that, but that's kind of my plan for ZRX. Band, I've been waiting for this one too, being patient. It's kind of similar to my link chart as well. I fibbed this out already, and I'm kind of viewing this 9,400 area. 9,400 has confluence with this red line, this 200 EMA 4 hour. Even though price is short-term bouncing right now, I still think it's going to eventually visit here and then probably even possibly 8,200. So I'd kind of view anywhere in this area as like an okay buy area. And this is all dependent on the way you trade too. If you are a scalper, then you probably don't want to. You want to be more precise with your entries, but because I swing trade altcoins, I'm willing to basically put entries all throughout this, even though it's like 13%. Like have looser stop losses for myself, but that's it's all dependent on how you trade. So okay, so WRX, I viewed this last area as a must hold area, and you could even include the bottom here, this bullish OB, and that's kind of where price is holding for right now. If price loses this area, then it's going to go down probably to, wouldn't be surprised to see something like this accumulation area. It's also possible that it finds some support in this consolidation area too, but either way, it's really ugly. If price loses this 1,300 sats area, I would not want to see that. So for now, you have to be bearish for right now, but that will change if price can break out of this area. Raven, I actually have a small position in this. This is a total knife catch. I long posted about it before. This infamous 300 sats swing low was like the low for a long time. Always support until it wasn't. Fell through. So price was kind of near this all-time low level at 207 sats. I think I got in. I'm underwater right now. I think I got in like somewhere around here. 230. I think I'm like close to break even. Anyways, this is a knife catch in general. The safer trade is to wait until levels are broken on the way up. Still bearish. You can't say it's bullish by any means, in my opinion. I would certainly wait until some prices are broken. It's maybe close to the end, given this high sell volume is here. But, you know, it's going to take an environment where altcoins kind of all run. And there's a lot of coins that look like this that are just like totally near all-time low levels and just really not looking good. The good thing is that you usually do see some sort of like V-shaped reversal in situations like this where the lows get ran with high volume. So my plan for Raven is just basically wait. I'm going to see if 207 gets lost on high time frame charts and closes below, then I'm just done with this. I only put a small amount of money into it. But I'm basically targeting this 300 and then hopefully higher. Kadi, I know this has another chart on, I think, KuCoin or something, Huobi, I can't remember. The Binance chart is really bearish. The inception. Price reclaimed it, but I mean, it looks bearish right now. You can maybe see a reclaim of this swing low on Binance. I know there's other price history, but you can see, it's like, you know, something like this. Still bearish. I wouldn't particularly want to enter around here. It's a knife catch. Kyber Network, KNC, this is really bullish coin in general. I fibbed this out a long time ago. It's had good reactions off this 0.5 fib for a while, but it's to be determined if this level will keep holding. As I said before, support is kind of like a bouncy ball where you take a ball and just drop it. It's going to slowly just have slower and slower reactions. So this might like go to here and like this. So to be determined if this is going to hold a support right now. I wouldn't personally enter here, but if it holds above 7,100, then I'll change my mind. I'd consider it. It's like this. So still kind of ranging. I wouldn't personally enter. XVG, this is like a popular one in general. Here's the range I marked out. I viewed this as like a deviation. It's insanely bearish. I don't know what to say. It's like near all-time low levels via BTC. Actually, this is lower. Don't know what to say. This is like high sell volume. Maybe this will scam pump up. I have no idea. The high sell volume is encouraging for a bottom, but yeah, don't know what to say. This thing's really bullish, or I'm sorry, bearish. Don't buy. This is a knife catch. Okay, so that's all we have for today. I also wanted to talk about the Bitcoin dominance chart, and this is a chart that I had marked. I wanted to make this video a little quicker than before. 28 minutes. Okay, so here are some notes on Bitcoin dominance. If you guys haven't go to Rect Capital. He's got a good Bitcoin dominance article and the relationship between altcoins and Bitcoin dominance. Basically, the bottom line is that whenever Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins suffer and go down. That means that basically Bitcoin is having a larger market share of the entire market, and altcoins all kind of die. So every time like Bitcoin dominance goes up, like even like 1%, you see like negative 10% moves on altcoins. So this was kind of like my bias before. I thought that before Bitcoin dominance, well, okay, let's go back up, I guess. Why I think that altcoins are going to die in the summers is basically every single summer the last few years, Bitcoin dominance goes up and therefore altcoins go down. So you see in 2017, this is Bitcoin's massive run up to 20K. You saw altcoins basically just die. And this was like kind of a huge alt party moment right here at 62%. Again, in 2018, you saw Bitcoin dominance rise up huge. And again, altcoins died. And then once again, 2019, Bitcoin had a really strong run in the summer and altcoins died off. So, given that history, you'd have to think that altcoins are going to die off again in the summer. However, Bitcoin dominance hasn't been this level, really. Hasn't reached these levels since like early 2017. And, the market's like changed quite a bit since then. So I don't really know. It's possible that Bitcoin dominance just keeps going higher and alts just get more and more crippled. Many of them, altcoins are like at negative 90% drawdown or something like that from the top. So to be determined, I guess, what's going to happen with regards to Bitcoin dominance and altcoins. This is kind of my trend line before. Here's my one-day swing high at 66%. This is where kind of price touched before alt season, when it was at all-time high levels Bitcoin was. So anyways, this recent move with Bitcoin doing the move to 10K, this has really hurt altcoins in general. And I was wondering if this was maybe a higher low. And it looks like it is. Like it took out these swing highs from back in that March 12th nightmare day. So as of right now, it could be a trend change for Bitcoin dominance, and now Bitcoin dominance is going to go higher and altcoins are going to suffer. That is certainly a possibility. So that's why I'm very dubious right now on altcoins. I'm trading in USD pairs. I know a lot of people are saying, alt season. Right now, altcoins are doing well, but they've really suffered the last few days. So I'm wondering if this is just like a temporary bounce. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin keeps rising up, then I think that we're going to see more pain for altcoins. If Bitcoin ranges a little bit, we're going to see altcoins do well until maybe for another month. And then I would expect to see altcoins die off in June and July and August. That's kind of the typical cycle. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. So leave me some comments. Cheers.